Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Wispin here, and welcome back to another video here on the Pokecentral network. If you guys do want to join me here on the server, the IP is pokecentral.org. All of the links that you are going to need to get onto the server are down in the description. The link to download Pixelmon, the link to our Technic mod pack, which I definitely recommend checking out. If you go ahead and use the Technic launcher, you'll be able to just use our mod pack, install everything. It'll be the exact right versions to get on the server. You'll have the resource pack automatically installed, and everything will be ready to go. The server will even be on your server list. So it's super simple to get on, and all you got to do is go ahead and check out that link down in the description. However, we have something, I have something to show you guys here today. I've been doing a little bit of work on our house, and it's going to be right when I turn around here. You can see it there for a second. You're going to go ahead and see everything that I've done. Now, I think my field of view is a little bit higher than usual. I can never tell what it normally is. But let's go ahead and turn around here and take a look at the current progress of the house. So here it is. It is all right looking. I don't really mind the way that it turned out. I actually really like it. I think it looks pretty cool. Nothing really repeated. I wanted to avoid repeating patterns at pretty much all costs here, so I did not make a single window the same shape or anything like that at all. Everything is completely unique. Every little panel, I guess, is how you consider it. Like first floor section here, first floor section here, second floor, third floor. These are actually connected, both floors. And then, yeah, I don't know. I think it looks really, really cool, and I really like when you go with designs that are completely unique in every aspect of it. I don't necessarily like the repeated design that a lot of people do on their houses. Well, that can look really, really good sometimes. It just is a little bit boring, and I feel like this looks a whole lot cooler, and I'm actually really happy with how things turned out, especially this roof. I tried about 27 different roof styles to put on here, and this isn't even the full roof. Obviously, we're going to put another roof up here, and we're going to figure out something back here, but I feel like this looks really, really good, and it makes the front of the house look pretty nice, and this was the best I could really come up with. But I think everything really did come together pretty nice so far, and of course, we are going to have to do the back side, this side, and everything else back here. But if we do go ahead and keep up the quality here, I think it should end up looking really cool. I plan on like wrapping this roof around the outside here, so we'll have this whole area covered, and then building kind of like a maybe a multi-part roof here where this part goes up this way and this part goes up like this way. Hopefully that makes sense. It's kind of hard to explain, but we'll figure it out eventually. And we have made quite a lot of progress. Now, I know I said I was going to go ahead and time-lapse this project here. The problem is, every single one of these little panels that I talked about before, like the first, this little wall, I guess I would consider a panel, and then I would consider this one a second one. I don't know what I'm even talking about with the word panel, but basically what I'm trying to say is I had to redo each one of these walls about 40 times until I was happy with how it looked. It took a very, very long time. I'd say this wall in total probably took me about an hour or two, which is quite a long time considering it's not that large of a space. And that's just because I don't plan out my builds before I jump into it, which probably should. Just letting you guys know, I probably should. It helps out a lot if you know what you're going to go into. But I kind of just randomly place down blocks until I get something that looks good. And it does end up giving you a really cool, unique style at the end of it if you do it that way. But I do feel like things are coming together really, really well on this island. When I started this project, I had no idea where I was going to go with it. But so far, so good. The mansion turned out exactly kind of how I wanted it. The arena looks fantastic, except we do need to add the stands, and the beach actually looks really, really cool. So really at this point, what we need to focus on a lot on the island is, of course, finishing up the house, but I only ever see it from the front, and most of the front is done, so what do I care about the back? And then going ahead and actually adding in all of the different terrain. We want to add some pathways, things like that, just kind of make the island feel a little bit more complete. Most of that stuff is probably pretty boring to watch me build, so I'll do a lot of it off video. However, I do want to go ahead and maybe get ourselves a second boat. So in order to kick things off here, we do need to go ahead and actually move where our current boat is sitting. I want to go ahead and change it. I want to rotate it 90 degrees, and I want to make sure that it's kind of out of the way so that we have enough space to fit in our second boat, because our second boat is going to be much, much larger than this first one. So that's basically all I'm doing right here at this point in the video. I'm going to go ahead and try to repeat the pattern exactly how we had it before. I am looking at the old boat and then slowly dismantling it while I replace it over on the side here, and just making sure everything is exactly how we had it, exactly repeated, just slightly altered with the angle that it's sitting in reference to the house and the docks there. So once we go ahead and clean this all up, we are going to go ahead and move on to starting our second boat project. So moving on over to this side of things, we are actually going to go ahead and build a dock. Now, I don't really want this dock to be the same as the other one, and I want it to be slightly angled. So I want it to come out and be slightly angled, not straight out, because I feel like the way that it's placed here on our back patio, it kind of really needs to be at an angle. Otherwise, it's going to look a little bit weird. So I'm trying currently to make sure that it is at an angle, but I don't know exactly how I want to position everything. But I think after a little bit of messing around with some different positionings of things, we come out with a pretty well-placed dock. It looks really good, and now we can go ahead and move on to finally getting started on building that boat that I've been mentioning. All right, so kicking things off, I wanted to go ahead and start with the back of the boat where we're actually going to be placing it up against the docks, because I want to make sure that it's far enough out that we don't mess anything up there and we have enough space to work with. So this is what we're working with right off the bat. It's basically the same concept as the last one. We're building it right on the surface of the water, and all it is just a whole lot bigger and a whole lot more detail going into this thing. So I am actually taking this boat off of a design from Spawn. For the most part, we are changing up some things to make it look a little bit better and make the space a little more usable and a little more inviting, especially the interior once we get onto that point. But for the most part, it is taken straight from Spawn, and I think this boat ends up looking really, really good once we get it finished up here. All right, guys, so that was a little bit of a struggle. I went ahead and just finished the thing off camera. It was taking me way, way too long to build it, to actually continue on trying to record the time lapse and do all that stuff, and I kept messing up, having to redo things. But I finally think I got it to a point where I actually really like it. Now, this boat was actually taken off a design from the Spawn of the server. However, I changed it up a little bit, especially the interior area, just to make it a little more usable and have a little bit more space inside. So let's just go ahead and have a little look around. So for the most part, the outside you guys already saw, it looks pretty awesome. I think I really like this blue color, although maybe we need matching red ships, but that's a really easy switch. So let me know what color should my big cruise ship be. This isn't a cruise ship, my just yacht. This is my yacht. That's my speedboat, because you know I'm rich like that. I got a yacht and a speedboat. So of course there are some more things I want to do inside here, and I want to try and figure out what we can do with all of this space that we have, because we actually have a lot. But the first thing we need to do is get this situation sorted out here. So this is where our captain chair should go. We need to go ahead and craft another captain's chair, which we have one in our speedboat. We'll probably just use the same setup, and I think we have a little bit more space here. Maybe we could actually add in a couple of different things here to make it look more like the control center for the ship. And then, of course, we have this basement area down here. And actually, I think we can expand this a little bit at least. If we go ahead and clear things out down here. Let's see, how much space do we have to work with? Didn't actually mean to break that. I don't actually know. I'm going to try and clear things out here. When I was building it, I was just kind of placing blocks all around. But yeah, we have plenty of space down here. I mean, I think we can even clear out this way a little bit too. So we could do something down here as well if we really wanted to. If you have any ideas for what I could do with all this space here on the boat, I kind of want to make a party ship. So maybe we get like a disco floor down here or something. We get a couple of jukeboxes, and I don't even know. But this is a pretty cool ship, and I'm actually really happy to have it here at my island. I feel like just adding all of these little things here on the island really do help add a little bit of life to it. Now, this ship is absolutely ginormous. It's huge. You compare it to the house, it's almost as tall as our entire house, which is crazy. I did not expect it to actually look this big. But I also added this little dock here, and not really gonna work because I made it go down. Maybe I should have made it go up. We're not really able to get into our boat here, but that's fine. You know what? It's really just for looks anyways, and we have /fly, so it's not really a big deal. But I think that does add quite a bit to our island, even though it's not a huge change. So let's go ahead and move on to the interior of the house and try and figure out some things that we can do to improve it. So I really do want to get in all of the windows here, and then what I'm planning on actually doing is adding an elevator to get to the next floor up. And the reason that I'm actually going to do that is because I want to put it in a locked room that only I can access, and then I want to block off all the walls around here with windows and walls and whatnot, and do the same thing on the second floor. And then that way, the entire first floor will be open to whoever wants to come in, and then the elevator will be the only way to get to the second floor without glitching, which isn't really allowed. So technically, I should be the only one that can access the second and third floor, and that way I can have some alone time at peace on my island, because there is usually quite a few people running around here. So what we need to figure out is where exactly this elevator should go, and I was kind of thinking this area looks perfect. It's a little indentation in the wall. It goes up to the second floor. Same thing here. I'm most likely going to do a staircase from the second to the third floor, so the elevator will only be going up from the first to the second, and then you'll have to take a staircase up to the third, which probably going to be like the master bedroom suite or something up here, because that would be pretty cool. But I don't know. We could either put it here or we could put it back in the corner here, but I think here is going to be perfect. So let's figure out exactly how we want to build this thing. I'm actually going to go ahead and craft up the elevator blocks themselves. So we have iron. All we need is actually just redstone, and I believe that should allow us to craft it as long as the recipe hasn't changed since the last time I checked it out. Nice. Okay, so I'm actually only going to get one of each. One for the first floor, one for the second floor. I could do a bigger elevator, but I feel like if we just use the elevators just for the middle block, and then if we want to make it look larger, we can just use actual quartz blocks, which I have here, because they look exactly the same. The only difference is these actually make you go up and these ones won't. But if it looks the same and we have at least one block that's an elevator, we should be perfectly fine. So let's go ahead and toss all that back in there and grab our 2 elevators and head on up to the house and see if we can figure out a little design here. So initially I was actually planning on just blocking off this whole room and putting the entire elevator in here, but now that I think about it, the way that we did the walls on the front, we basically took what space we had, which was just a 1 deep wall, and we kind of expanded on it. We made it 2 deep in places, 3 deep in places. And so what I'm actually going to do here in preparation, I guess you could say, for the future, is we're going to go ahead and go in a block. So we'll go here, 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 and here, and that'll give us a little 2x2 area in here, which I don't really like working with even numbers, but we're just going to have to. And then we'll probably end up going ahead and using this space here just to add a little bit of detail to the exterior walls once we go ahead and finish up, because I don't really want there to be any windows from the outside looking into the elevator. I mean, we could do that, but I think we're better off just going like this. All right, guys, so this is actually the final design. Now, you can tell that if you go back here, it really does not look great from the outside, but keep in mind that none of this is going to be windows. These are all going to be solid walls, so you won't really be able to see any of this stuff once I go ahead and finish up the back side of the house. We'll have windows like here and up at the top floor and all that space. And wow, okay, restarting, great. I didn't even see that because I had my chat turned off. And so I decided to go with a simple design on top. We're not actually going to build any sort of an elevator here, since this whole area will be blocked off anyways. We don't have to worry about the same things we have to on the first floor. Now, I did just realize, do these pressure plates work for other players? I don't think they will. Hopefully they don't. But if they do, I'll have to switch to like a lever or something. So we'll see. But I think we're good to go. And I changed all 4 of these blocks to elevator blocks so we can jump up anywhere. And that's pretty much it there. So guys, tomorrow's episode is actually going to be the Autumn Contest finalist. I'm going to be showcasing all of the brand new Autumn texture Pokemon that we have ready to be added to the mod. Those are going to get added to the server, and they're just going to spawn out in the wild. So you will actually be able to go out and battle them and catch them in the wild once they spawn in, just like how shadow Pokemon work currently. And they're not actually going to be obtainable through eggs, so the only way to get them is to play on the server often and actually find them out in the wild. They're going to have a slightly higher spawn rate than shiny Pokemon, so they should spawn pretty often. But the finalist winner, which is going to be the #1 skin that I choose from the entire contest, is actually going to be super exclusive to where it's only given out through giveaways. So if you guys do want the first opportunity to get that custom, it's really cool. It's the coolest skin probably that we've added to the server to date, and it'll only be available through giveaways, and the first way to get it is actually going to be by leaving a comment with your username in tomorrow's episode. So not in this video, tomorrow's video, which should go up tomorrow. That's how that works, right? Okay, sorry guys, I have not slept for a while, so I'm a little bit delusional here. I don't even know what I'm saying half the time. But as I was attempting to say, so go ahead and watch tomorrow's video, leave your name in the comments of that video, and you will have a chance to win the #1 autumn theme skin that I picked as the winner of the contest. Not going to be showcasing that quite yet, but we can go ahead and take a look at my PC. I have all of them lined up here for the showcase that I'm going to be doing tomorrow, and these are all of the autumn Pokemon. We're not actually going to look at any of them, but you can get an idea of what Pokemon to expect in the contest. We actually got an entire Eevee line, we got a Manaphy, we got a Victini, we got all kinds of cool Pokemon here. Alright, so let's go ahead and warp on over to the gym, and let's finish off this video, warp gym. Let's finish off this video by trying to get our normal gym badge. So, I did go ahead and actually get I believe we got grass in the last video. Okay, so let's go ahead and kick things off here at the normal NPC with our Scolipede, and we'll see if maybe we can do something here. So I'm going to start things off with a Swords Dance, and he's going to use Charm, that's fine. Let's use another Swords Dance. Let's go for 3. I'm feeling brave here. And then we're going to use a Protect. That should get us another speed boost, and we should be good to go here to Baton Pass into something, and hopefully get Mawile out here doing some crazy damage with all of those Swords Dances. I think we should outspeed anything, and we should be able to one-shot just about anything as well. So let's start things off and see if we can one-shot a Snorlax, because that is a pretty big test. This guy is very tanky. I think it will, because that's a 300% increase in damage, and Mawile already has the highest attack of any Pokemon when it's in its Mega Form due to its ability actually doubling its attack. So our attack is kind of insane right now. And I think we should, like I said, be able to one-shot just about anything. Except for apparently not a Porygon 2, which is very strange. Not sure why that is. Can we one-shot a Chansey? Yeah, we can one-shot a Chansey. Can we one-shot an Exploud? Yep, we can one-shot an Exploud. We can one-shot one of those things. We can one-shot a Vigoroth. And there we go. We beat the NPC. That was not very much of a challenge at all once we got our Mawile out there. That was actually kind of crazy, and that strategy really does work well with the Baton Pass. I love using that in player battles, NPC battles, pretty much every single kind of battle. It's just really fun to wipe things with my Mawile or my Dragonite. Well, guys, that was a super quick battle there. I was not expecting it to go by so fast, but we completely swept the normal type gym, by far the easiest gym that we fought so far. We are going to continue those gym battles. We're going to continue fighting other players here on the server, and we are going to continue all of our build projects, but it's going to have to be in the next episode because I am going to go ahead and end this one here. I apologize for this being such a short episode, and hopefully we can go ahead and make the next one extra long just to make up for it. But that's going to be it. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one.